Doctors won't tell you this about eggs, but knowing the truth could change your energy, brain, and metabolism forever. Let me ask you a simple question. How many times have you heard someone say eggs are bad for your cholesterol, or eggs cause heart problems, or you should stop eating eggs after 50? Most people repeat these things without ever looking into the real science. And here's the surprising part. What most doctors won't tell you about eggs is actually the opposite of what you've been hearing for years. Eggs aren't the villain. In fact, if you're a man over 50, eggs might be one of the most underrated foods you can add to your day. But before we get into the truth, let me talk about something important. After the age of 50, men start experiencing changes they never paid attention to when they were younger. Lower energy, slower recovery, stubborn belly fat, higher stress, weaker digestion, and difficulty staying lean even when you try to eat clean. These changes are not random. Your body is going through a natural shift. Your liver becomes less efficient, your metabolism slows down, and your muscle mass slowly declines. And because of this, the way you digest and use nutrients becomes completely different from when you were 25 or 30. That's exactly why we need to talk about eggs. Because eggs are not just another breakfast food, they're a nutrient powerhouse that can actually support the areas men struggle with most after 50. But the problem is, a lot of people eat eggs the wrong way, at the wrong time, and with the wrong combination of foods. And that's what creates confusion and misinformation. Now, here's where things get interesting. If you look at the actual research and not outdated assumptions, eggs have almost no connection to the rise of bad cholesterol in your body. Your liver makes cholesterol, not the eggs. In fact, your body adjusts the moment you eat dietary cholesterol. Your liver simply produces less. So eating eggs doesn't push your cholesterol to harmful levels like people think. The real issue is inflammation, stress, refined carbs, sugar, and processed oils. Those are the things that actually raise the harmful types of cholesterol. But somehow eggs get blamed. I want to share something most people don't know. When men hit 50, their protein absorption becomes less efficient. You can eat the same amount of protein you ate years ago, but your body may not use it the same way. Eggs solve this problem because egg protein is one of the most absorbable forms of protein on the planet. Your body can quickly break it down, use it for recovery, support your muscles, and even help your metabolism stay active. But here's the truth doctors rarely mention. The whole egg matters. Not just the white. The yolk has choline, something men really need after 50. Choline supports your brain, your liver, and your hormones. Men who don't get enough choline often end up with fatty liver, memory problems, and slower fat-burning ability. And yes, egg yolks contain cholesterol, but it's the healthy type, the one your body actually uses to repair cells and support many essential functions. There's another part people never talk about. You can take one egg and turn it into a powerful food, or you can take the same egg and turn it into something harmful. It all depends on how you cook it and when you eat it. After 50, timing becomes even more important. You want to eat eggs in a way that supports your energy, stabilizes your blood sugar, and keeps you full for hours, not in a way that spikes your insulin or slows down digestion. This is where many men go wrong. They combine eggs with bread, juice, pancakes, or sugary breakfast foods, and then they blame the eggs for feeling heavy, tired, or bloated. But the problem isn't the egg, it's the combination. So let's continue by talking about something that completely changes how eggs work in your body, timing and combinations. Most people don't realize this, but when you eat eggs actually matters just as much as how many you eat. Your body in the morning is in a very different state compared to the afternoon or evening. After 50, your system slows down naturally, which means your blood sugar control, digestion, and liver function aren't as fast as they used to be. That's why eating eggs in the morning can be one of the best decisions you make for your health, but only if you eat them correctly. When you start your day with a high-quality protein like eggs, your blood sugar stays stable for hours. You don't get that mid-morning crash. You don't get cravings. And you don't feel the need to snack. Why? Because eggs help keep insulin low. And low insulin means more fat burning, better energy, and a clearer mind. But here's the catch. If you mix eggs with the wrong foods, you lose all the benefits. For example, pairing eggs with toast or any kind of refined flour spikes your insulin. Combining them with juice adds a massive sugar hit. Even mixing eggs with too many starchy vegetables can slow digestion, and the moment insulin spikes, your body shifts from fat-burning mode to fat-storing mode. That's why so many men think eggs make them feel heavy or tired, but it's actually the bread, the hash browns, the cereal, or the sugar that's ruining the meal. Now, here's something else most doctors don't talk about. Eggs have a unique ability to support your liver, and your liver becomes the real hero after 50. If your liver is sluggish, everything becomes harder. Losing weight, sleeping well, digesting food, and maintaining steady energy. The nutrients in egg yolks, especially choline, help your liver break down fat more effectively. Men who add eggs to a low-carb or low-sugar breakfast often see better digestion, better focus, and even a drop in belly fat over time. But the secret is keeping the meal simple. Eggs work best when you pair them with healthy fats or low-carb vegetables, something like eggs cooked in a little butter, olive oil, or ghee, maybe a handful of spinach, mushrooms, or avocado on the side. That combination gives you steady energy, supports your brain, and helps your metabolism stay active throughout the day. There's another point I want to make: cooking method. This is something very few people pay attention to. Overcooking eggs can actually damage some of the nutrients and make them harder to digest. When the whites turn rubbery or the yolks turn dark and dry, you're losing the benefit. The best methods are soft-boiled, poached, or gently fried on low heat. These keep the nutrients intact and make the protein much easier for your body to use. Men often ask, how many eggs can I eat? And the answer is surprisingly simple. If you're eating a low-carb diet, keeping sugar low, and avoiding processed oils, your body can easily handle 2 to 3 eggs a day. Some people even do more without any issue. The real problem isn't the egg, it's the lifestyle around the egg. If you're stressed, sleeping poorly, eating sugar, or skipping meals, your body will respond differently to everything you eat, including eggs. This brings us to something very important. Men over 50 not only need better nutrition, they need better timing and rhythm in their day. Your body likes structure now more than ever. Eating at random times, snacking constantly, or skipping meals can throw everything off. And when your schedule is off, even healthy foods stop working the way they should. Now let's talk about something that becomes absolutely critical after the age of 50: muscle strength, brain clarity, and stable energy. These 3 areas decide how well you age. And surprisingly, eggs play a bigger role here than most people realize. As men get older, the body gradually loses muscle, a natural process called muscle wasting. It doesn't matter how active you used to be. After 50, your muscles don't repair as quickly, and your protein absorption isn't as efficient. This is where the nutrient density of eggs becomes incredibly important. Egg protein is one of the highest quality proteins available. It contains every essential amino acid your body needs to repair tissues, maintain strength, and support a healthy metabolism. This is why many men struggle with weakness, slower movement, or unexplained fatigue. They're simply not getting enough usable protein. When you eat eggs, especially in the morning, it gives your muscles a steady supply of amino acids. This helps you stay stronger, stabilize your metabolism, and even keep your posture better throughout the day. And if you're trying to lose belly fat, maintaining your muscle mass becomes even more important because muscle is what keeps your metabolism alive. The next point is brain function. After 50, men commonly experience brain fog, slower recall, memory issues, and difficulty concentrating. This isn't always because of age itself. In many cases, it happens because the brain is not getting the nutrients it needs. This is where the yolk becomes extremely valuable. The choline in egg yolks is one of the most powerful nutrients for the brain. It helps produce acetylcholine, a neurotransmitter that supports memory, focus, learning, and overall mental clarity. Here's the part most people miss. Avoiding egg yolks actually deprives your brain of the very nutrient it desperately needs at this age. Many men throw away the yolk thinking it's bad cholesterol. But in reality, the yolk is the fuel your brain wants. And when men start eating whole eggs regularly, they often report feeling more mentally sharp, more focused, and more stable emotionally. Eggs also support your liver, and believe it or not, your liver has a huge impact on your brain. When the liver becomes overloaded, Toxins stay in the body longer, and this directly affects mental clarity. Choline supports the liver's ability to break down fat and keep it functioning efficiently. So when your liver works better, your brain feels lighter, clearer, and more focused. Let's talk about energy next. Many men over 50 experience something that feels like mysterious tiredness. You wake up tired, you feel tired after eating, and you get tired in the middle of the day. Energy isn't just about calories. It's about how efficiently your body uses nutrients. Eggs contain B vitamins that help turn food into energy your cells can actually use. But even more importantly, eggs keep your insulin balanced. And when insulin stays low, your energy stays steady. A lot of men think energy comes from carbs or sugar, but that's not real energy. That's a spike and crash cycle. Eggs provide long-lasting energy without the crash. When you start your day with 2 or 3 eggs, your blood sugar stays stable, your hunger stays controlled, and you feel more consistent throughout the day. And here's something many people don't realize. Eggs help reduce cravings. When your body gets the right nutrients early in the day, especially high-quality protein and healthy fats, your appetite stays natural. You're not fighting your body. You're working with it. This makes it easier to maintain a healthy weight, avoid overeating, and keep your mood stable. Eggs also help support your hormones indirectly. When your cholesterol is healthy and inflammation is low, your body functions better. And the nutrients in eggs support that balance. So if you feel like you're losing strength, losing focus, or losing energy with age, adding eggs can actually help reverse some of those issues. Now let's go deeper into the mistakes people make with eggs, the things that create confusion, discomfort, or unnecessary fear. Most men don't realize that the problem isn't the egg itself. The problem is how the egg is cooked, what it's combined with, and the lifestyle around it. And these mistakes become more noticeable as you get older because your system becomes less tolerant of the wrong foods and the wrong timing. One of the biggest mistakes is cooking eggs at very high heat. When you fry eggs on maximum flame, use burnt oils, or let the whites turn rubbery and the yolks become dark and dry, you're damaging the proteins and oxidizing the fats. This makes the egg harder to digest and reduces the nutrient value. And if you already have a slower digestive system after 50, this can lead to bloating, heaviness, or discomfort, things that people often blame on eggs, even though the real issue is the cooking method. The gentler the heat, the easier the egg is on your body. Another common mistake is using the wrong oils. Many people cook eggs in refined vegetable oils, seed oils, or margarine. These oils create inflammation in the body, raise oxidative stress, and contribute to the very cholesterol problems people worry about. When men over 50 eat eggs cooked in these oils, they often feel sluggish afterward. But when the same egg is cooked in butter, olive oil, or ghee, the effect is completely different, lighter, more energizing, and much easier on the digestion. One more mistake is combining eggs with heavy, complicated breakfasts. The usual breakfast plate, toast, potatoes, juice, pancakes, or sugary coffee, is what actually causes insulin spikes. And once insulin spikes, your energy crashes, your belly fat increases, and your metabolism slows down. Eggs are not the problem here. The problem is the sugar, the flour, and the starch surrounding them. Men over 50 especially need to protect their insulin response because a sharp rise in insulin can affect energy, mood, appetite, and even long-term health. Another myth is that eating eggs daily is harmful. The truth is, eggs actually provide essential nutrients that men often become deficient in as they age. Choline, B12, vitamin D, and high-quality protein become more important than ever. The body uses these nutrients to repair tissues, support metabolism, and maintain cognitive function. When men stop eating eggs out of fear, they often feel more tired, lose strength, and experience more cravings. Not because eggs were harming them, but because removing eggs took away essential nutrients. Let's talk about another mistake, eating eggs too late in the day. For many men, eating eggs at night can feel heavy because digestion slows naturally in the evening. Your body is trying to wind down, and heavy protein at that time might not process efficiently. That's why the morning or early afternoon is usually the best time for most people. It gives your body the fuel it needs when it needs it, without stressing your system at night. There's also the misunderstanding around cholesterol. Many men still believe that eating eggs raises harmful cholesterol. But what really raises harmful cholesterol is inflammation, and inflammation comes from sugar, processed foods, stress, and poor sleep. Eggs don't create that inflammation. In fact, the nutrients in eggs actually help lower inflammation in many people. The cholesterol inside eggs is used by the body to repair cells, support brain health, and maintain balance. The fear around eggs was never based on strong science, but on outdated beliefs. Another mistake is overeating eggs along with a high-carb lifestyle. If you're consuming a lot of bread, rice, sugar, or processed foods, and adding eggs on top of that, your body struggles to manage the combination. The key is balance. Eggs are powerful when paired with low-carb vegetables, healthy fats, or simple meals. They become a problem only when mixed with foods that trigger insulin spikes. Now let's bring everything together and talk about how to actually use eggs correctly in your daily life, especially if you're a man over 50. When you understand timing, combinations, and your own body's changing needs, eggs stop being a confusing food and start becoming a simple, powerful tool for better health. The goal is not just to eat eggs. The goal is to use them in a way that supports your energy, your metabolism, your brain, and your long-term wellness. The first thing to understand is routine. After 50, your body responds much better when your meals have structure. Random eating, late eating, or skipping meals can confuse your metabolism and cause blood sugar swings. That's why eggs fit perfectly into a stable morning routine. When you start your day with 2 or 3 eggs cooked gently in a healthy fat, your body gets a clean source of protein, healthy fats, and nutrients without the insulin spike. This gives you long-lasting energy and sets the tone for the rest of the day. The second thing is simplicity. You don't need complicated recipes or heavy meals. Eggs work best when paired with simple, low-carb foods. That could mean eggs with spinach, avocado, mushrooms, or a handful of greens. You want your first meal to be light on digestion but strong in nutrition. Many men notice that when they switch from bread-based breakfasts to egg-based meals, their energy becomes more stable and their cravings drop significantly. Another important point is listening to your body. As you age, your digestion changes. Some people do better with soft-boiled eggs, while others do better with scrambled eggs cooked slowly on low heat. Some prefer poached eggs, which are very easy on the stomach. The key is noticing how your body feels after eating. If you feel heavy, sluggish, or bloated, the issue is usually the cooking method or what you paired the egg with. Adjusting the heat, oil, and timing can make a huge difference. For men who struggle with losing belly fat, eggs can be especially useful. When your first meal has enough protein and healthy fats, your insulin stays low for hours. Low insulin means your body can tap into stored fat more easily. Many men don't realize that the morning meal decides whether your body will burn fat or store fat for the rest of the day. Eggs help shift your metabolism into fat-burning mode. As long as you keep your sugar and starch intake low, eggs also help with something else very important, recovery. Whether you're walking more, doing light exercise, or just staying active, your muscles need the amino acids in eggs to repair and stay strong. Muscle loss is one of the biggest challenges men face after 50, and losing muscle makes everything harder. Metabolism slows, posture weakens, and daily tasks feel more tiring. When you consistently give your muscles high-quality protein, your body stays stronger, more energetic, and more resilient. Let's talk about long-term lifestyle. Eating eggs doesn't mean you ignore everything else. You still need good sleep, low stress, hydration, and movement. But eggs make all of these easier because they steady your blood sugar and keep your energy balanced. When your blood sugar is stable, your mood stays calmer, your appetite stays controlled, and your mind stays clearer. These small improvements add up over time and create a healthier rhythm for your day. Another benefit is affordability and simplicity. Eggs are one of the few foods that give you high-quality nutrition without being expensive or complicated to prepare. You don't need supplements, powders, or fancy ingredients. You just need consistency. A simple routine of 2 or 3 eggs in the morning can support your liver, your brain, your heart, your muscles, and your metabolism. Far better than most expensive health trends. And finally, the truth most doctors don't mention is this. Eggs are one of the few foods that naturally support your body as it ages. They give you nutrients your body struggles to get from other sources. They help with clarity, strength, stability, and recovery. When combined with a healthy lifestyle, eggs can become a cornerstone of better aging and better daily performance.